We're gonna do a song that you never heard before. The volume.
Here they come and get wicked. Here we go again.
Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother. What's happening?
What's going on with you, man?
Man, I am surviving these allergies out here, man. Like last week, I noticed that I was starting to have some allergy flare-ups. And then I think that what was interesting is that I went on vacation, came back, and it's like the minute that I stepped foot in Georgia, allergies started flaring up just like that. I stopped to get some gas, got back in the ride, and been sneezing, nose stuffed up, running again, and all like within seconds.
Yeah, you sound like me when I went to Florida. When I went to Florida, Brian had to use my asthma medicine for nothing. As soon as we touched down in Oklahoma City, instantly I felt it. So yeah, I understand exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, man. So yeah, it's crazy though, man. I'm talking about like immediately. I mean, all I have to do is stop and get some gas, and then from that point on, it was a wrap. So I'm back taking some seasonal allergy medicine, though, man. And yeah, bro, yeah. Other than that, man, everything's good with you, though.
For the most part, everything is good, man. The missus is a little under the weather, but other than that, man, we maintaining over here. But before we even get like deep into the pod, bro, I do want to say, my homeboy Morris Bellman. You met Mo, you know Rachel.
Oh, Bellman, yeah.
He is retiring from the Air Force tomorrow. His ceremony is tomorrow. And I would be remiss if I didn't get on here and use my platform to wish my dude the next chapter in his career to whatever he decides to do. I'm super, super happy for him. I'm grateful for him. He is like one of my true Air Force brothers that I check on regularly. So the fact that he is finally laying it on down after his illustrious career in the military, for me to just have that little smidge part of being in his life, and for him to be in mine, I just wanted to wish him a congratulations and happy for him and his family, so that he won't have to deploy or do none of that crazy stuff no more. And he did sacrifice and did everything he needed to do. So salute to my brother.
And it's right hand, right?
Yes, the right hand, bro.
How high up do you go? Eyebrow?
It's eyebrow. And tilt that thing. Yeah, there you go.
I be seeing people all the way up top.
Nah, that's them that ain't doing.
Listen,
nah.
dude, this in a minute. We gonna get into this, but since you brought it up, do people that are in the military, do y'all feel any kind of way when you see people, hey, salute to you, and they just do something like that? Like,
not really. Like if you're trying to imitate somebody in the military, that's the issue. But if you just like, yo, salute to you, that's just a universal thing. So now,
what if they coming up top high? Hey, salute to you.
Nah, because they ain't had the military training. But the other thing, I think what gets me, what grinds my gears more than anything is you personally, because you'll be like, oh, I seen you in your little army outfit. I'm like, bro, I'm not in the army. Like that's nah. That's like telling an Android user they got an iPhone, bro. That's like,
I didn't say little army outfit. I said, hey man, you got your little Air Force joint on.
Nah, don't even try. Don't try to clean it up now.
I thought I said Air Force. Though.
You ain't never said Air Force. You always call it Army. Hey. And then it's not even just your Army outfit. It's your little Army outfit.
I see you with your little Army stuff on. Salute to y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, man, listen. We got a laundry list of things to unpack.
Bro, the content gods have been good to us.
We're going to start off. Let's get the music going.
Hey.
Shout out to PBR. I see you, man. Appreciate you for checking in.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
I ain't got all that. listen, first of all, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook page. We are live on both platforms at the same time. Wait a minute. Try Jesus. Don't try me. Because I throw hands. Try Jesus. Please don't try me. Because I find. Did I do it something, bro?
Beep, 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 beep.
Hey.
Y'all see what I got to put up with when he sends me songs now.
Hey, man, that sounded like I was doing all right there, man. I would have sent that back to you and said, yo, this one hot, bro. Hey, man, listen. First and foremost, give it to me. Hey, it's early. Best thing you've seen all week?
I got a couple of things.
I got a lot.
So first off, I'll get to the big one at the end. The first one is, bro, your boy was putting in work this week. Like, I know you was off doing your thing, but
what kind of work you talking about?
I'm talking about regular work, like as in work, the government work.
Okay.
Basically, bro, my desk was looking tragic, and we had some issues going on at the job that kind of had to work through. But overall, it was great, man, that I was able to knock out a lot of that work. My desk is looking good. I got some regular business to tend to on Monday, so I won't be at the job. But for the most part, like I said, the work is pretty cleared off the desk. So I love setting myself up for the next week like that. So this week was great to get that going. So that's the first thing. But the biggest thing, the one that I saved, was that my dad's birthday is today, Earl the Pearl. I
saw that post.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, bro, he been calling me all day long. First of all, he took off all day. So he called me earlier, was just shooting the breeze. Then he called me again because his gift got there. We had went in and got him this chair that he been wanting. So he was real crunk about that. And then what made it so bad, this is what's crazy, because my sister is the one that kind of sparked the whole idea about the chair. And so we was all going in on it or what have you. Well, this girl gonna talk about it like she was trying to talk code in front of him. So of course he knew what was popping. And I'm thinking like, why would you even say anything around him? But anyway, so he kind of knew about that. But then I hit him. He wanted this when I met him in Fort Worth, and I had this watch box, and he'd been wanting it. So I Amazon had to square me away. So he got that today too. So yeah, he just all happy with everything. So yeah.
Hey, bro, I don't know if I've ever told you this.
What's up?
Did you know that you're the only person that I know that I can think of? And let me just think a minute before I say this. Yeah, you're the only person I know that grew up with both of their parents in their house, bro.
Oh wow.
The only person I got that grew up with both, not saying that you're not a mom, stepdad kind of thing, single mom.
Yeah.
I think you're the only person I know that grew up with their mom and their dad in the house their entire lifetime, bro.
Yeah, I don't know any other
Who
way.
Who else do you know? Like, do you know anybody else? Like, now mind you, I'm not saying I know the most people.
What about Jamel?
No, remember Mr. Freddie.
Okay.
Right?
Nicola.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about it. I didn't see.
You talking about homeboys though?
Yeah. But even still, I mean, matter of fact, I take that back. I'm tripping. My wife, folks, she had both of her parents the whole entire time. They've been married like 40-something years though. So y'all two are the only ones that I know that I can say, yeah. Which is funny because part of the best things that I've seen this week, bro. I went out to Florida, worked on the tan. You can't see my tan because I got this ring light flashing in my face, but it feels like I got this Hulk Hogan tan going on, bro. Where I went out there and was just like, you know what? It wasn't supposed to be hot. We went out to Santa Rosa Beach, And it wasn't supposed to be like hot. It was just sunny out there, right? Which I can deal with. So we went out there, man. No sunscreen, nothing at all, though, man. Boy cooked up a good tan.
Mm-hmm.
And this good tan, though, man, wasn't like one of those sunburn. I just got a little golden. But you know when Hulk Hogan was coming back and he was Hollywood Hulk Hogan, and his chest looked so brown where he just looked like he could be a light-skinned black dude, bro. That's the kind of tan I'm working on now. And what was dope about it is that we went out there. It was me and my wife's family and everything, man. And I trip out because again, my wife is the only other people I can think of that grew up with both of their parents, and they're still together. And so we kind of laughed though, man, because they do the whole 9 yards when it comes to them almost matching as much as possible. So you would think that they both are like sponsored by Adidas with the amount of Adidas stuff that they had on. I'm talking about Adidas from head to toe. And so moms always has to make sure that if you're going to be dressed like me, then you got to go all the way. Pop he be a little on the struggle with wearing it to her with his color matching, right? But she get them straightened on out though. So in every picture, you see Adidas from head to toe Adidas. It's hilarious though, man. So went on out there though, man, and had a blast out there though, man. And so what was real cool about it is that, we went out there, and most of the people that were out there were also on spring break. There was a lot of folks that were doing from Georgia. So, a lot of folks in Gwinnett County out on spring break. So they were out there the whole entire time. So it's real cool that, that the one thing that I can really appreciate about my wife's side of the family is that they're very sociable, right? They have no problem at all with talking to complete strangers, exchanging information with people who they have good conversation with, following up with them and everything like that though, man. So it was real dope. We just got out there, kicked it with some random people that we had never met before though, man, chopping it up with them. And that was real dope. And like I said, had a good time, got off a couple little TikTok and reels though, man, because Landon tells me he was just dying. We go into a gas station and he is dying to get these rainbow tinted glasses, right? And he says, yeah, man, the funny thing about this is that, that's the big thing at their school. Now, the trendy thing is for the kids to wear dad shades, like sunglasses that a dad would wear, which I'm just sitting here thinking like, all right, Landon, well, listen, you got a whole daddy staring at you in your face, and I don't wear those kind of glasses or whatever. So what kind of dad are you talking about? But then we got on out there, and I realized he must be talking about white dads, because while we were out there, we saw a bunch of older white guys with the rainbow tinted glasses on. And I thought about this, not that it's my brother Marcus, I'm sure, has 70 pairs of rainbow tinted glasses because he coaches and everything like that. So that was pretty dope that we got him that though, man. And it was funny though, man, because I told him, I said, yo, man, he put the glasses on, and I was like, yeah, you do it. What y'all think it's cool? Y'all want these Macho Man glasses? And so he is just sitting here like, what Macho Man glasses? I said, yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah. He's looking at me like, why are you talking like that? I said, what? And I said, yeah, the Macho Man. He talks like this when he gives his interviews, and he goes real low, and then he brings it back up, brother. And so he was just like, what? So I pull up.
He ain't never seen this. You ain't let him see the snap into the Slim Jim?
No, this was funny though. So I pull out the video, right? Because I'm like, he's Mr. YouTube everything, right? So I pull up the YouTube video, and he is over here. He is literally in tears laughing. He says, listen, I've heard you imitate some people before, but that was so spot on that I would have never heard it. And so that was pretty funny though, man, that I was wearing his glasses, made my Macho Man video though, bro, because it was just hilarious. First thing I thought about when I saw the rainbow tinted glasses though, and when he saw him wearing the rainbow tinted glasses, he was just like, oh man. Listen, bro.
Well, look, man, you brought it up. So we got to start with WrestleMania first, bro. We got to start with WrestleMania first.
Talk to me, because while I was on vacation,
Yeah.
and listen, shout out to the homie Aaron Gresham. I did not get a chance to call him back, but I knew that it had to be some moments because while I'm there, I'm on the beach and he hits me on the video call. I didn't get a chance to answer, wanted to, so my apologies for that. But if he called me on a pay-per-view, it's usually because something dope happened or something that's just absolutely idiotic that he was just like, I got to tell you about this.
So I'm gonna give you the highlights. I ain't gonna go match per match. I ain't doing all of that. There's podcasts out there you can do that. So I'm gonna hit the stuff that would have been. So first of all, WWE over the last couple of years has started to switch it up to where the WrestleMania is 2 nights instead of 1, which a lot of people criticize them for because WrestleMania used to be about 7 hours long, bro. I'm talking about long. So they split it into 2 nights. And I'm going to say off the cuff, night 1 was epic, bro. Night 1 was the best. Night 2 was just kind of like, it was okay. But I will say, like, we criticize WWE all the time for the people they bring in for those special moments. Like, we're like, look, they got all these people who are the part-timers or even like the celebrity guests. They bring them in on WrestleMania. And then we like, well, what about the people that's there all year? Like, you need to work on making them stars or whatever. Bro, I will say this year they got it right.
Jake Paul was there. Or Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, yeah. Logan Paul was with the boy The Miz, and they fought the Rey Mysterios, the Mysterios. Bro, that boy Logan Paul need to go ahead and quit boxing, bro. Like, if he wasn't making the type of loot he was making, and if he needed a next career choice, it should be WWE, bro.
WWE is it. It makes sense.
Bro, listen, he's already a built-in heel, bad guy for people that don't know wrestling jargon, and Charles hates it anyway. But yeah, he's a built-in heel. Bro, his charisma, like he has every single thing, and he already got a mouthpiece. The only thing, if he was gonna be WWE full-time, he'd have to stop cussing. But other than that, he could tell a story. He did all the moves. Like,
could he wrestle? Could he move like a wrestler?
100%. Like, he did stuff that I was pretty impressed. Because
listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Bad Bunny set the bar very high.
100%.
Right. And listen, Bad Bunny set. So I'm gonna tell you. So Snoop Dogg has came in on WWE before, and one of my favorite moments ever is seeing Snoop Dogg climb to the top ropes on AEW when they first came out. But Bad Bunny came in and looked like he was a full-time wrestler, bro. I was thoroughly impressed by him, though.
Listen, you would have been like that times 10. I think that if him and Bad Bunny wanted to be a tag team, bro, it could work. It could work.
Seriously.
Yeah. The other person who they brought in Pat McAfee, who is he's a commentator. He was an ex-kicker from the Indianapolis Colts at a time. He's a commentator for WWE. He does kind of the Friday nights. You expected now granted, this dude has a ring and he built a ring in his spot. He's all his life he's been training to be a wrestler. He's wrestled Adam Cole one time before. So I never seen that match. You know what I'm saying? He killed it. Bro, he did a swanton, bro. I mean, the dude moved out the way, but it still was so flawed. Like, it really reminds you of the Jeff Hardy swanton back in the day. He killed it.
Because Jeff Hardy looks like he just falls over and then does the still. He doesn't jump up and do the swanton. He dives down now.
No, Pat was up and he had the ups, bro. And he had the full like layout and then did the tuck at the end. It was dope, bro.
Here we go. So here we go. They say, hey, Slash Brothers. Jim, listen. Vince McMahon says, hey, we want y'all to go ahead and come through. And we want y'all to pick from this list of moves that y'all want to do, but also a list of moves that you don't want to get hit with. So I need to know what's the number one move that you want to do and the number one move that you don't want to get hit with.
Okay, so I definitely would have to take the stunner. I have to take the stunner.
Okay.
Especially because I know I can do better than Vince did. That's another moment. Something I probably wouldn't take. I don't know if I could do concerto.
The two concerto,
yeah.
2 chairs to the head.
Yeah,
but when you do, so listen. So when you do 2 chairs to the head, I'm thinking that okay, for wrestling fans, it's you basically your head is
laying on a chair.
Yeah, your head is laying on a chair, or 2 people are using your head as the meat for a sandwich, and the 2 chairs are the bread. So they banging it side to side.
Yeah.
Now when they do that, you have to hope that they hit the edge of the other chair, so it's not that direct.
Right. You gotta hope. That's the whole.
You gotta hope that they hit the edge.
Same thing with a power driver, like the. Now I would take Undertaker's last ride because he seemed like he perfected it.
The last ride, or his tombstone?
No, the tombstone.
Okay.
Yeah,
tombstone.
Where it's like a power driver basically.
So the number one move you would not take.
Concerto.
Yeah. I think for me, it would be a tough one. It would be a tough one between the curb stomp.
Nah, bro. You get curb stomp easy, bro.
Oh, curb stomp, or listen, man.
Curb stomp easy, bro.
Curb stomp. Like this. I wouldn't want to take Sweet Chin music from Shawn Michaels.
No. I'm not taking Shawn Michaels Sweet Chin music. But I definitely would take the super kick from the Young Bucks because they
no. See,
it.
No. See, I look at it different because they do super kicks regular throughout the match, and Shawn Michaels is the only one who that's his finisher. So his kick has more power than everybody else.
Right? Because listen, I still don't know how Teddy Long is alive, bro. Teddy Long.
Now that would be the one. So for some reason, the number one move. The move that I would take a FU by John Cena.
Oh,
and I would also take the Brock Lesnar because that would mean F5. Yeah. Because that would mean that I hope that I'm wrestling one of them.
Yeah.
Right. If I'm wrestling Brock Lesnar and Brock Lesnar hits me with an F5, I would be cool with that.
Yeah, but you gonna take the Germans though?
Oh.
Because if you fighting Brock, you got to take the Germans. You got to go.
I would take his Germans.
You got to go to Suplex City, bro. That means you getting like 5 of them.
I would have him. Yeah, I would. You know what though? I would for old time's sake though. I would want to bust out that clothesline from hell on somebody, or drop kick somebody. And the only reason, and it's the only reason why, the clothesline from hell. Provided somebody sells it for you, it will make it look like I would want to do a clothesline from hell where you look like you open somebody up.
Yeah,
right?
But see, listen, the buckshot lariat is the new clothesline from hell because he does the flip over the rope and then does it.
Well, yeah, that does look pretty dope. But either that is pretty dope. But I think that the drop kick, to be able to always your whole lifetime say, "Well, I would drop kick the hell out of you," though.
Right.
That right there. Yeah, and I would textbook. I think that I would get up and drop kick somebody in the face.
Oh yeah, I think I could do that too. Another move I ain't taking, Daniel Bryan's knee thing that he does, or the that little goat knee thing he do. I ain't taking that, and I ain't taking.
Listen, man, I don't want to take Listen, man, my skin is sensitive, bro. I don't want to take that many shots directly to the face, bro. Because I'm talking about my face will swell up, bro. And I'm talking about like it will look like I have this rash though, man. And I think that's the reason why I would take slams.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I would do? If somebody executed it right, I would even take a power bomb through the chair, bro, through the table.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I would take a power bomb through the table.
Chris, that's a great movie, bro. Great movie. Love it. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff I would do because I know that they are pretty safe with stuff, but just certain things is just still like so AJ Styles, right? He almost killed what's my dude that didn't have no chin? What's my boy name? I
don't know, but I always wonder how the hell he fold towels up or fold sheet.
You know what?
I know who
James Ellsworth. But anyway, he almost died when AJ Styles did his the thing where he kind of has you like spidered out, and then his whatever his little special is, because if you tuck your head, it's over. So yeah, you have to basically make sure your stuff is straight. So yeah. But anyway, okay. So let me get back to the WrestleMania. We didn't derail. So of course, one of the big things too, Cody Rhodes returned to WWE. For those that doesn't know, he was part of the crew that left to go and start AEW, which is the rival to WWE right now. But the biggest thing of WrestleMania by far, in my opinion, was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay.
He wrestled after 19 years. I told you that two of the people who I completely geeked out over in my lifetime was Stone Cold Steve Austin and Timberland. Timberland is the only one that I lost all my cool points. Stone Cold, I actually got it together before I spoke to him. We had a nice little conversation, but to see him in action again and to really be in action, like I said, we've seen other people come back over time and do stuff for nostalgia or whatever, but Stone Cold actually got it in. Like he was like, look, if this is my last match, I'm getting it all the way in. Like he took a German suplex, or it was either a suplex. He took a suplex on concrete, like not with the pad on there, on straight concrete. They were in the crowd, and Kevin Owens suplexed him on the concrete. And then they went to the top of the stage where the entrance stage is, and Stone Cold suplexed Kevin Owens twice on top of there. So again, no padding. And you know, it was great. But I seen some of the best people take the stunner over the weekend, and I saw the worst stunner of all time in that same weekend.
Vince, I saw it, and you know what's funny? The thing that was the funniest thing about it, I saw randomly, I saw Mick Foley. He popped up on Bleacher Report, and they showed a video of his son, I guess, capturing him watching Vince take the stunner. He was like, it was the worst stunner ever, like the worst sale ever, though, bro. And when I saw how Vince looked like he was just struggling to lean over, it was brutal, bro.
Listen, Stone Cold was in there cracking up because Vince couldn't recover. Like he kicked him in the stomach, and you know, because that's how you get stunned first.
Yeah, you get kicked in the stomach
yeah,
and then your head down, boom.
Vince he said,
oh my gosh,
then Vince tried to recover by throwing himself against the ropes to make it be like a super stunner. Bro, he folded it looked like his bones just gave up.
So he almost died from the kick, not even the stunner.
Bro, the way his body collapsed, it was like his bones just gave up. Like he just went.
Listen, wait. With all things considered, Vince is 70-something years old.
76.
Right.
But when he took his shirt off, he looked like he was about 50.
Listen, so with that being said, you got to think, though, 45 is just about as old as Vince McMahon is. So you ain't going to see 45 out there. And you ain't going to see Jovante Biden out there trying to take no stunner either, though, bro.
Well, hey, Vince's toys, he can play with them how he wants to. But I'm just saying, Stone Cold ain't no spring chicken either. But, hey.
76. Listen, man, I would be happy if I was taking a Stone Cold stunner at 76 years old, or trying my best to.
100%. Like I said, I don't care that Stone Cold wrestles again, but now that he's at least in shape enough to do activity, he at least got to come to every WrestleMania from here on out just to stun somebody, bro.
If they bring it back Goldberg, they can bring back Stone Cold if he's healthy enough to wrestle. I would much rather see him. Listen, I would much rather just see Stone Cold, period. Didn't see, even if he didn't wrestle. If he was in there for spots, I prefer his mic skills over even watching Goldberg.
Yeah, and that was the thing, because he struggled on the mic too for a period when he wasn't actively doing stuff. But at WrestleMania, he seemed to grab his footing. Like, you know, it's one of those things to try to remember to pause when the crowd is trying to say what in between your stuff. You know what I'm saying? So and who I really respected was Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens put Stone Cold all the way over, bro. Like it ain't like he needed it, but what I'm saying is you could have had somebody out there. What I'm saying is Kevin Owens made him look even better than just the nostalgia of he out here. But yeah, so that's my WrestleMania talk. Like I said, You want to know full reviews of WrestleMania, man, hit me up on the DMs or go watch some of the YouTube stuff. But yeah, WrestleMania was dope. Pretty happy with it this year.
Hey, listen, man. Just in, and I say this just in. This I think within the past hour, they announced that Will Smith will be banned from attending the Academy Awards for the next 10 years. 10 years, he's in basically Facebook jail. Ace Kennedy, my question for you, sir, is this a bit much? Is it justified? And are we done with this?
For one, we're not done with it because of some other stories that we might as well just wrap it all into this talk.
All in one.
It is much. You know what I'm saying? It's what this is this is the Academy receiving backlash for not doing anything in the moment. That's what it is. I think that he will get probation due to good behavior. That will happen. All Will's got to do, because see, what's going to happen is this, right? Will's going to start making movies again. They're gonna be popping. Him and Chris. Now the other news is that Chris is lawyered up now. So we don't know what's gonna happen with that. Basically, once the smoke blows, bro. What's gonna happen is the next Oscars is gonna happen. They're gonna make all the jokes about nobody is gonna come up on. They're gonna do all the jokes. All the comedians is going through their stuff right now. Once the next big scandal happens, Will drops another fire movie. If he decides to stay with Jada or not, once all of that smoke clears, Will be back. It's not even. It won't last 10 years.
So let me ask you this. I think that 5 years would be something that I would think would be a more right, maybe even 2.
I would say three at the most.
Yeah, I think that, you know what I think, because it's the first of its kind, they also have to set the precedent that it not being something that's deemed acceptable. So I think that they say, well, we're gonna go on the far end just to deter something like this from happening again, right? But that's one thing. I don't know if so I'm to be quite honest with you, I'm not mad about it, but I'm not glad about it either. I guess I'm okay. I mean, 10 years is just, it's okay. And I think that the big thing is that a lot of actors already, you know what I'm saying, like, don't particularly like to go. And if you're Will Smith, you think about this, all the movies that he's done before that he hadn't been nominated for or haven't won, he could have set out all of those anyway. So you might think in 10 years, Will Smith might be what, 60 years old, then 50, and is knocking on 60. So it's like, at that point, though, would it matter to you that much that you get invited to the Academy Awards? Likely, because, you know, most actors and producers don't want to come to an award event that they're not going to win or don't have any chance of winning. So when you're Will Smith, does it mean something to you that at age 60 years old that you still got the acting chops for a role that would get you nominated and you look forward to possibly winning? That would be my question, right? Because, you know, Denzel, I think that Denzel comes nowadays, and I don't think he missed it. I think that that's just what he thinks that he should do as a black actor, elder statesman. He comes as a representative of us. That's what I think, as far as I'm aware of. But I think that Will Smith also has to look, when he's knocking on that 60 years old, is that something that he think is even necessary at that point, though?
Well, I mean, I don't know, because if you look at it, if you go back to Will's career with the Grammys, he didn't attend award ceremonies where he was nominated or won or whatever the case may be. So, you know, he is getting older, so different things mean different things. But
he won the first Grammy, though.
Right. But
first Grammy.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is this, though. At the end of the day, Will Smith has accomplished a lot. But he's also one of them people that wants his life to be together. Like, if you've read Will's book, you know how much he likes to have the approval of people. So that's what's more disappointing than anything else. Forget all of the other stuff. Like, and he will figure it out, because he always does. He's always had these trials against him, and he's found a way to come out on top. Now, like I said, obviously, I wish that he would have never put his hands on Chris. Not on national TV. I mean, just not put his hands on him, period. But at the same time, I understand. And I'm not like, let me ask you this. If you had a movie project in the works with Will Smith, Are you quitting the project now?
Nope.
Me neither.
Easiest question I've answered all day long.
Right. Me neither.
Now, wait a minute. It depends. Okay. Fuck it. If me and Will Smith had a movie that was in progress, let's say we still was in the middle of shooting it or was about to go.
Okay.
And he slapped you, right? If he slapped you and you said, nah, bro, you got to run me that fade. Run me the fair one. However you wanted to resolve this thing, right? If he slapped you and you said, no, Charlie, get the bag, continue to work with him, then I would, right? But if he slapped you, right? And I say that to say, if this is somebody who I'm close with, that he did, right? Then I wouldn't work with him unless I knew and got the okay from the person who I'm coolest with, right?
But I'm looking at it from the aspect, right? Like, think about it from like Michael B. Jordan, right? Because they're talking about doing I Am Legend 2, right? So are you stopping to work? Are you gonna stop working with Will Smith if you Michael B. Jordan?
I got a whole listen. Okay. That's a whole different conversation that I want to have with you because listen, man, listen. This is a whole different. Let me tell you where I'm going with this, and I'm only gonna say it short. Let's stop. Okay, so one thing it's funny you brought up Michael B. Jordan because I thought I saw something about that on TikTok, right? And I'll tell you everything's on TikTok, but somebody has something about actors or singers that have we been overrating them? And somebody says, have we been overrating Michael B. Jordan? And they were just like, because they say he's a great looking guy, cut up body, and everybody likes how he looks, right? But it was just like, but aside from that, the acting, right? Like somebody said, well, what has he ever done besides look good? But then somebody also said, have we been overrating J-Lo this entire time? Right? They said she's not incredibly the best actor. She's not the best singer. She's not the best dancer. But she looks fine, though. And she's been looking fine for a long time.
But that's all it takes, though. I mean, listen, Ryan Reynolds plays the exact same character in every single movie.
He can act, though. He can act. He can play that role, though.
Bro.
But even that, do you see, but this is the thing about it. Do you see Michael B. Jordan and do you see him as what's his character in Black Panther? He is he the same guy? Is he Creed playing Black Panther?
Nope. Completely different character.
So I don't want to get too far off.
Right. Last thing about Michael B. Did you watch the one on Amazon where where Laura London was his wife and she died?
I did, and listen, I did, and to be quite honest with you, I thought that was a bit of Black Panther.
See,
it was
Jason Bourne to me, bro.
Nah. It was. I don't know why I can't even think of his name on
Killmonger.
Killmonger. He was Killmonger-ish on it. I don't know. He was Killmonger he was Killmonger with a Caesar, bro.
Nah. Okay.
That's just me.
So let's go back to Will.
I did enjoy the movie though.
Yeah.
But if I'm him, right? If I'm him, then no, I don't stop doing the movie with Will Smith. Not 100%. Just because of that. I just don't. I don't. But if it's somebody who I know and I had a personal relationship with, right? If Chris Rock is the godfather for my son, yeah, I got a problem with that.
Now, so back on Will, right? So now they say that Jada basically came out and said she wished that he would not have hit Chris. Your response is what?
Okay, so all right, Ace, I know that we both on the last podcast, everybody's been talking about how Jada. We talked about how people are saying how toxic Jada is, right? And I, for one, I'd like to try to defend Jada.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, though, Ace, all this stuff is starting to add up to me. And when you say something like that, it just further ignites the fire of the conversation about how toxic she comes across. Here's what I mean by that, though, right? Because it's such a hindsight thing to say, oh yeah, you look pissed off, right? And you might know your man's triggers, right? And you didn't stop him because if she would have said, "Will, cool it." If she is so in tune to Will, right? She knows where he'll go, right? And he'll listen. All she had to do is give him that look like I ain't think that was funny. And let's go ahead and sweet slapping everybody. She could have very easily just, without even saying it, right? Just stuck the arm out. And I think Will would have pulled away. So when you say after this happens, though, that he wished you, no, like stop it. And this is the thing I think, though, bro. The reason why I think that this kind of goes into, that's something that somebody who is toxic will say. He slapped somebody on your behalf because you were offended and maybe he went overboard. But then after that, you say, yeah, I kind of wish he didn't slap him, though. But you know what I'm capable of. Didn't stop me from myself, right? If I'm defending your honor,
but see,
and you know how I get down.
This is the thing, though. This is what I'm talking about, because you just said hindsight is 2020, and everybody is judging them off of what they would have done if they was in that situation. And you're not in that situation.
I'm judging it off of what actually happened. What actually, not what I would have done. I'm only judging.
No. I'm not saying you personally. I'm saying most people that have an opinion about this situation, about what she should have did, how he should have handled it, how she should have handled it.
I agree with that 1,000%.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't disagree with that. I guess what I'm saying is that one of the things I think that toxic people do is this blame deflecting and gaslighting, right? And and when I say that, it's saying I'm pissed off and I'm visibly pissed off, but I don't want you to, yeah, he slapped him. And I got that sense of, this is reality. I got this sense of he defended my honor. And then after the fact, hindsight happens, and then you come out and say, oh yeah, he ain't have to do that. Like, no, and my thing though, bro, is that I try to defend her to be, but I try to listen. I try to defend her because specifically I jumped out the window for Megan Thee Stallion, who should be protected at all times, right? And we'll get into that. But there were some times where I was like, yo, some things started to come on out, and then I was just like, all right, I have my foot in the mouth. So I said, let me defend her, but I'm not going to jump out there with everybody else. But now, bro, like when people start to pull the receipts, though, the receipts are starting to equal up to what someone would define as a toxic person, though, bro.
Let me ask you this. So we haven't heard from Chris yet. And Will
from his brother.
We getting there.
Okay.
We haven't heard from Chris yet, but like you said, we have heard from Tony, and we've heard from other comedians. What is your response to that?
Listen, man, it's okay. What I can appreciate is somebody who is. I can appreciate that a lot of comedians are coming to the defense, right, and getting their shots off for one of their fellow comedians. Like I can understand where they might say, nah, he's one of us. And when you don't say anything, it's almost like your silence means you're co-signing, right? If you don't say something. So if you don't use your platform, then your silence is speaking volumes, right?
But hold on. Let me ask you this though. I don't necessarily think I have an issue with comedians standing up for Chris, but why are they attacking Jada though? This is the reason why I think that people are attacking Jada, right? One, they're attacking Jada to provoke Will to respond, because that's what Chris Rock did. So they're saying, oh, well, he did it, do something to me, because all that's going to happen. Listen, I've never seen a comedian
I've never seen a comedian so far comment on this whole thing and thought, you know what? If they were fighting one-on-one, that they could beat Will Smith. I don't know. Listen, maybe they can, but I haven't seen one yet that I would put $100 on that would win a fair one. I don't know, but I'm just saying.
Corey Holcomb swear he could.
Listen, bro, everybody's a tough guy. The thing that I don't like, bro, the thing that I do not like, I understand that you might want to come to the defense and you may have a strong personality, right? About how you, and a strong perspective on how you feel about it, what you would do, whatever. I respect everybody for opinion. What I don't like, bro, I don't like hindsight tough guys. I don't like a 2020 vision tough guy that well after the fact, you talk about what you did, you would have done. And so when I saw like Tony Rock get up there and say, oh, you want to hit my brother? I'm like, bro, like if he hit your big brother, then what do you think? You mean to tell me you don't think that you're in bounds then for you? Like, stop it. So it's like you can feel however you want to feel about it, right? I just think that when you try to come across like a tough guy, comedian, maybe you can be a tough guy who got all the jokes. Maybe you can be a comedian that got all the hands. But I guess I look at that and I'm thinking like, but to say that after the fact though, bro, like, nah, now that's why you kind of come across like clout chasing, bro.
Didn't Avery Spears get punched out on a podcast?
With Corey Holcomb. Corey Holcomb, listen, Corey Holcomb's man, I guess Avery Spears was, you could tell he was a little tipsy. He's slurring or whatever. And Corey Holcomb's man in the video says something. He said, and he says, and I about to have enough of your mess. Wow. And hit him with like a 3-piece, fries, biscuits, and some extra hot sauce though, bro. And so, but
okay,
I
so
just don't.
You brought up clout chasing, and I know we kind of moving fast, but we just got so much to talk about, so we got to get it in, right? You talk about clout chasing. Is that a bad thing? Ain't that what you're supposed to be doing? Because prime example, right? August Alsina, minding his own business. He didn't had his 15 minutes. His album done dropped. Of course, he attacked one of the royal families of Hollywood. So he's been awful quiet. And so, of course, everybody's like, well, you hit Chris Rock, but you ain't hit August when he was clapping them cheeks. You ain't hit August. So August drops a song. He was minding his own business.
He's clout chasing. He's trying to take advantage of a moment, bro. Like, listen, bro. Listen.
Hey, he's singing his truth. He's singing his truth.
But here's my thing, right? All right. At some point, when you clout chase, it's only for a temporary high, right? Like at some point, like if you clout chase your way into something that's bigger, right? Then then I can understand. But when have you seen somebody chase clout for a moment, and that moment turned to anything more than 15 minutes? Like when August Alsina came out with his song that after Jade released it. I don't know if his song was called Entanglement, right?
No, he had one called Entanglement.
Okay,
yeah.
So he had the song, right? How many other August Alsina songs have you listened to after that?
Well, I mean, I listened to the whole album. Like, I wanted to listen to the album because it was based upon the fact that he was going to explain the story. Okay. But what I'm saying is this. You asked the question about when has clout chasing lasted longer than the moment that it happened. First of all, with the way of the world, unfortunately, sometimes you have to do those moments to get attention because there's so many things moving around. So to answer your question, the last person who I've seen that turned a spark into a fire was Lil Nas X. That's the last person.
No, that wasn't clout chasing though. That wasn't. See, this is my thing about it. It's one thing for you to take advantage and capitalize on a moment, right? Mm-hmm. To me, clout chasing is when you're going looking for it, right? When you go look for something, right, and you try to insert yourself to get something to build for for you to have that attention. You went.
But bro, listen, that dude they called his name out. Everybody brought up August Alsina's name.
But no. Listen. They're holding that. That's not. See, I understand what you're saying. People may have said, why didn't you hit August like that? Which is a stupid question to me to begin with. But I think that the part about it is that
so he's trending.
His name was trending. So my thing is,
so drop a song.
All right. So he drops a song. Have you listened to the song?
Yeah.
I haven't listened to the song. What is he going to tell me about what else is he going to tell me that an entire album did? And I understand you might for you to be August Alsina, for you to be trying to recapture that moment that you had, then I can understand that though, man. But I think that my thing is that, it's like at some point I thought that he was on because of his talent. Now, if you're trying to say I'm trying to reignite some buzz for my talent based off of this moment that you created because you were the leak. You were the one that came. That's to me the reason why I don't. That's the reason why I don't. That's the reason why I'm not gonna say hate. That's the reason why I'm more disgusted with his kind of clout chasing more than anybody.
But this is why I get that's your feelings. This is why I gave him the pass. Because the song basically said, I have been blackballed since I leaked, right? So my thing is that here is your opportunity while your name is being brought up that you didn't do it. They brought your name up. This is your opportunity. And so now we know that he got a book deal because right now he can't do anything else musically because he's been blackballed. So
what? No. Okay. Bruh. Okay. This is my thing. Who is blackballing him?
Bro,
what if he did that?
Charles, you know how the industry works, bro.
I understand that.
You mess with Will Smith, bro.
Ace Kennedy. If Will Smith says, I'm going to shut down your career, Ace Kennedy, for putting out that you smashed my wife, right? Is that going to stop you from putting out another song, bro?
It may not stop me from putting out another song, but it can. The thing is this: the difference between August Alsina and Ace Kennedy is I have my niche audience as it is, right? Where August Alsina is in the industry. So the difference is the reach that Will Smith has within the industry is bigger. Because see, listen, this is what I'm saying. Hold on. Because if Will Smith was to mention my name right now, that's blasting me out of here, whether it's positive or negative. I'm out of here. But August Alsina is actually in the industry. So for him, you're silenced. It's different.
I guess my thing is that I understand that though, bro. I don't disagree if you thought that August Alsina was trying to get into movies where he's blackballed for being in the acting roles. But I just think that to me at some point though, right? I guess my thing is this though, bro. Music to me is so less of about being on a label to put out music that I just wonder, like, okay, if all of your songs are going to have references to your previous relationships with her, then maybe you just aren't putting out great music.
But he talked about in this particular song, again, I understand everything you're saying. But in this particular song, he let people know, like, this is what happened this is why you haven't heard from me, right? This is what happened with us, and this is what happened as a result of it. By me telling my truth, this is what happened. So my thing is, I have no issue. Like, we use our platform for whatever we want to use our platform for. That man used his platform for when his name was called. Not that he came out and it'd be different. I would be right there with you if the incident happened. Nobody mentioned August Alsina. Like Will slapped Chris, and that's where the attention was. And then he put out the song. But the fact that his name was trending from him getting called out, I ain't got no issue with that.
I'm just saying, bro. If Tory Lanez can shoot Megan Thee Stallion allegedly, and his career takes off to new heights, his music
different.
His music was better. That's the
Time out,
reason.
Charlotte. No, that's not it. This is the thing that happened with Tory Lanez. There's two things that happened with Tory Lanez. Number one, he got blackballed for a minute. When nobody wanted to work with him, people was pulling verses from him, all of that. What happened was when he released an album, people was like, well, he hasn't commented on the incident. Let me listen to his album to see if he addresses the incident. So that's why people listened to it first time. Then when he started releasing more music, people started listening to it because it's like, oh, well, he ain't in jail yet. It's been over 2 years, so maybe he wasn't lying. So then it's like, so again,
the music is great. Like, listen, I'm saying Tory Lanez has never made better music. Like that. That's my thing. Like, to me, like, I understand. I'm not saying that nobody is unblackballable, right? If that's even a word. I'm just saying that, to me, unless you're saying that there is this all-encompassing cloak of darkness that one person has that says if you mess with them, there's going to be consequences for you, then I guess my thing is that, all right, you know what? Like I saw them with Tory Lanez when Kehlani and JoJo pulled them from the songs, like Brittany is saying. But then just as soon as that happens, you know, he has Lil Baby, who's done featured, not Lil Baby, but the Baby, who's done songs with her as well. Now maybe Megan says, well, I won't do music with you if you do music with him or whatever. But I just think that for him, he managed to become hotter. And I think that the reason for that, though, man, is that I don't disagree that there could be some influence there. I think, if anything, more than the influence that Jada and Will, that he has some other personal things that I think are things that are holding him back for taking that big jump out there, though, man. But I just think that when it comes to the music, I just think that hot music is hot music. And I just think that if he's saying, I'm going to use this moment to get hot again, then maybe. But it hasn't manifested yet, though, man. So it's like stop. Like, you did it, you tried it. All right, this is the second time. If it doesn't work this time, just put out better music. Do that. That's the answer to me.
Well, I mean, like I said, I think that with him coming out with his book, he'll get to explain his whole truth. People that want to know what it is will get the book, and then you'll know from there.
I don't want to read no damn book about this, bro. I had enough of it. Damn it.
I guarantee you we're going to be talking about it when that book drops.
Oh, my gosh. We're going to have to, bro. Listen, But you know what, though? But I'm going to be honest with you, though, man. I think that probably one of the most sincere comments that I saw about the Will and Jada was probably from another comedian, Earthquake. And I like Earthquake on social media. If you don't follow him, he's a good follow, right? But he basically said this whole thing. This is what happens when a man loves a woman who doesn't love him. And everything keeps coming back to, I saw somebody try to, you know how like when you see things that are clickbait and people take a little excerpt and then they try to run with, like you said, that I fall for clickbait sometimes. You said that on the last time. But I saw that, you know, people trying to make it seem like, you know, they'll take that, oh, Jada didn't want to marry Will, right? And not the fact that, oh, she didn't want to have a wedding, right? But people say, oh, she didn't want to marry Will. But I think that he said, though, this is one of those things that happens when, you know, when you're with somebody, when a man is with a woman that doesn't love him. And I think that I understood where he was coming from. I think the part that I think that makes them a little different is that there is this personality difference between the two. And maybe this is one of those things where there'll always be a gap to me in relationships of you and your spouse love each other differently because you'll never be able to express your love the same way because your love language might be differently. So how you express love versus somebody else may be two completely different things, though, man. So when I think that when you say, oh, when she doesn't love him, like there's no way to me that you can be with somebody for that long and you don't have any love for them at all. There's no way that you can tell me that somebody would commit to to be in a relationship still with that person that long and have kids with them and have this whole full life and not have any love. But if you say that she doesn't love him the way that he loves her, I would understand that.
Yeah, but again, this is somebody. I watched the interview because I watched Earthquake's Netflix special that was produced by Dave Chappelle. And I think he just gave his opinion. I'm not even coming for Earthquake, but
Facts.
again, I still feel like that people are trying to assess what they don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it would be different if somebody from Will's camp, somebody who lives with them, or somebody who was a ex-bodyguard or something like that came out and had like, nah, this is what's really popping. But everything that's happening now is very consistent with the book that I read from Will Smith. Like, so for me, that's why I'm like, I'm not saying that I am totally against everybody saying that it's a toxic relationship, but I feel like based upon what the book said, it's all matching up. So that's where I'm at with it. But
so listen, I'm gonna post Brittany's comment because this is the reason why. This is the thing, because listen, bro. I low key have it is because what Brittany is saying is something that I've seen several times throughout social media, bro.
yeah,
And when people say Will has female issues, it's like, see, this is the reason why I think that a lot of guys have a very hard time with just putting themselves out there like that, right? Because I don't think that Will Smith has female issues.
he doesn't have female issues.
I think that this is my thing. I think that maybe he has acceptance issues, right? But
No.
I think that
Will clearly said exactly what issues he has. Will has a issue with his confidence. What happened was he felt like a coward all of his life for the things that he allowed to happen, that he didn't do anything about it. So this is why I'm saying the book is consistent to what happened in real life. All throughout his book, he talked about, I watched my mom get beat. I never stood up to my dad. There was other instances within the industry that he didn't stand up for something. There's times when there was a bully at school that he got knocked out. There's several things in there where he had opportunities to do something about something and he never did. So on the Oscars and one of the biggest stages nationally, he stood up for somebody. So again, that's what the issue was him feeling confident within himself.
he said, so Brittany had a question for you specifically, and I haven't my answer to this, but I do want to know what you think. He says, do you think that Jade and Will are in a healthy relationship?
I think Will and Jade are in a relationship. Whether it's healthy or not is between Will and Jada. I don't know if it's healthy because as long as he remains there, because the thing is that in a relationship, I don't care how far, whether you've been married 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, or 30 years, you have issues in your relationship. And the whole thing is you're constantly working on them. Here's the thing. And for anybody who goes to church, you've heard preachers say this. If you're not being tested, the devil already has you. So my thing is this: why is the devil going to waste his time with somebody that he already got? He's trying to defame and destroy Christians all the time, or for your belief in something greater. So the thing is that Will is at the top. Denzel told him, you're at the top of you at the peak here. And now the devil's trying to test you because this was supposed to be your moment that you celebrated your accomplishments. And look what happens. Nobody's talking about Will getting an Oscar. They're talking about him slapping the mess out of Chris.
You know, this is what I think. I would be willing to say, Brittany Rowe, to answer that question. You say, do you think that Jada and Will are in a healthy relationship? I would be inclined to believe that this is probably the healthiest their relationship has probably ever been. And listen, and that's based off of all of the narrative that they put out there, right? Because here's my thing about it. To me, it does say something to me that Will has gone out on record to say that, yeah, we've never been, we've never cheated on each other, right? We've never, even the stuff that happened with August, like Will was like, I knew about that. She didn't creep out on me like that. She didn't slide out on me. When Will was doing this thing, it was never about infidelity, right? So I think that, to me, I think that the reason why I think that they're probably the healthiest they've ever been is because I believe that there's always been something, and without knowing all the details of their relationship, it seems like they have this deeper level of brutal honesty that it's like, be as honest as you have to, as you can be with me, even if it's my detriment, right? But don't hold back any ounce of the truth. And I think that the difference though is that in relationships, so Brittany, this is one thing that Ace and I we talk about in our book that's coming out soon. Is the 80-20 rule, right? Everybody think the 80-20 rule applies to Medea. You only get 80% of whatever, and you got some other girl who can give you the other 20%. But it's not that. It's just that in relationships, I think in general, if you're in a relationship with a good person, a good man in particular, he's going to be concerned about how you feel about certain things. And when he says certain things, he's going to hold his punches because he cares about your response. He cares about how you feel, right? Because he's concerned about your feelings. He's going to hold back on that punch and give you at max 80% of the truth. He won't lie to you, but he won't just give you the brutal honesty. I think that Will and Jada probably gives like 95%. Right. And I think
which again was in the book.
Right. I didn't listen, I can only assume. I didn't read the book. I can just only assume that if you're together for this long, that there's no other person. Listen, the only other person listen, there are four people, actually, I take that back. 4 people who I am the most honest with, right? The most honest people who I'm with in my entire life. Ace Kennedy, my wife, my son, and my doctor, right? If I can't be honest with those 4 people, and those are the most honest people I'm with, who would I ever be honest with, right? And then I think that it's just that to me, then it's like there's levels, right? I'm not going to lie. I don't lie, right? But at the same time, I'm concerned about what my wife, how my wife would react. I'm concerned about her feelings. So there are times where I feel I have to be brutally honest. And I think that most men do feel like there are times where I have to give you the 100, but it's not every day, right? And I think that Will and Jada just seems like they are brutally honest, even if it's to the detriment of the other person.
But the other thing too is they're public figures, and their relationship is on most display than any other person that's commenting about it.
That's very true. She said, my parents are toxic. Wow, but they still love each other. Doesn't mean they should be together. Oh my gosh. Listen,
I can't even say nothing because I know both of her parents.
And oh my gosh. Listen, but here's my thing though, man. This is what I think. I think, to be quite honest with you, maybe if somebody says, oh, you know what, how do you measure, right? How do you measure love, right? How can you tell even then that somebody doesn't love you as much, right? It's not like a meter, you know what I'm saying, where you say, all right, you at 100, and then it seems like over time, well, now I'm at 75, I'm at 50% on the love meter. So I don't know how you can actually ever measure that though, man. But I do think that there's something to be said, though, man, that it's easier now than ever to just walk away from something because there's always another option. So I think that people who stay together through the fighting, there's something more than what people would ever understand, though, bro.
Right. And that's why I'm saying let them deal with their relationship. Everybody's trying to poke and prod and trying to tell Will what he should do or how he should do. Nah, you don't live over there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! Speaking of live over there. Did you see? Okay, so let me ask you this: Channing Crowder and Ryan Clark. There's a couple of the Fred Taylor, a couple of the football players. They have a real dope podcast, really dope podcast, man. They talk about, they have interviews with former players. They talk about their real lives. They really go into it and everything like that. I saw one interview, man, that was really crazy though, man. The homeboy who used to play for the Miami Heat and the Lakers, he played around. He's out of the league now, but he was like the number 2 draft pick. What's it, Mike? Golly, oh my gosh, I was just on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, he was on his podcast, and basically he was where I told you before, where we may have talked about this off the pod, but he said everybody in my life ever has tried to steal from me, right? And it was shocking, right? Because everybody was like, you mean everybody? He was like, everybody, my mom's, everybody in my family has stole from me ever since I've been in the NBA, right? So this is their podcast. So on that podcast, right? Jenny Crowder, somehow it came up with them talking about Ciara and Russell Wilson. And he says, listen, they made it seem like Ciara was just kind of chasing the bag when she got with Russell, because he was like, you think about it, why would you leave? If you leave Future from Russell Wilson, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a business decision, because according to him, who would just leave Future for Russell Wilson? Ace Kennedy, talk to me about this, bro, because I got so much to say.
Do they not know the history of Future and Ciara? Because Future cheated on Ciara.
Okay, talk to me.
So, and you was talking about Michael Beasley, by the way. But yeah,
Michael Beasley, bro. Yeah.
Future cheated on her. So why would she stay? That ain't got nothing to do with money. That's got to do with being a human. You know, if you don't like people cheating, then you out. Or if you can't work through it, you out. And I think that when you're in a position like Ciara, she has access to dudes that these regular chicks don't have access to. Just like dudes, when they get money, they have access to some chicks that they would have never had access to. So I don't think that's, again, when we say clout chasing or whatever, there's nothing wrong with somebody securing their future. Obviously, she cares about Russell enough. She supports everything he does, from what I can see. Because there was a time that Russell was about to lose Ciara and he won her back. So, can't ride with him on that.
Okay, so here's a question for you. I got a question for you. Okay. Do you think your type changes? How long does your type stay the same?
My type has been pretty. I mean, my type stays the same. I think that the only thing now I do think women's type changes, because
listen, I was just about to say that I think that most men types stay with them for life. For the most part, they don't veer away from their type.
Because most men generally, again, there's exceptions. So I ain't trying to. We
can talk rule of thumb, general. Right. Yes.
Most men think physically first. They looking at their woman like, yo, is she dope? Do I like what I see? That's the first, right?
First thing.
So in the beginning, for me, what I believe, right? Because I even asked the missus, right? Am I your type? And she kind of said, yeah. Like, what you mean? Yeah.
What is your type? I would be inclined to ask most of the guys to ask your wife, am I still your type? Right there. Am I still
no, not am I still your type?
Am I type right now? Am I your type right now? Am I the kind of guy, am I the kind of guy that when I scoop you, could scoop you then with this person I am now? But even aside from that, the second part of that is that if we were complete strangers and we weren't together, but you know the kind of guy I am, looks wise, the personality, do I have the game to scoop you again?
Look, a lot of women growing up wanted the thug dude, right?
Facts. I thought all women go to the thug.
They just gravitate to him because it looked cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, until you start talking about paying them real bills, or he borrowing your car because he ain't got one, or he ain't got no job. Like, hey, later on in life, a lot of other stuff start to become more important. So, but there's nothing wrong with people changing what interests them as they get older, because that means you're growing. If you still chasing after thug dudes, and if that's your thing, more power to you.
Some women never come off of that.
They never come off that. They think they can change a person or whatever.
I'm sure there are women who have dated thugs. Not to say that there's nothing wrong with a thug, but I'm talking about a dude that has a thug mentality, and y'all know what I mean. There's a woman who all of her guys, if you go back, all of her guys have been that kind of dude.
Right. And so again, there's nothing wrong if your taste begins to change. There's nothing wrong with that, because as it's almost like you think about even your taste buds, like There are things that I used to couldn't eat that now I'm like, all right, this is all right. And then there's some
Me and
things that
guacamole.
look, for the first time in some years, I finally ate some onions on my burger. I do not like onions, bro. And I was like, all right, it's kind of all right. But
Listen,
only little bitty dice ones. I can't do the big thick ones.
So this was funny. She said, oh yeah, my friend loves men with gold teeth, saggy pants in the streets. So I think that's funny to me because I don't think that most men, this is my thing. I'm inclined to believe that if you lined up a guy's current girl and then you say, here are the last 5 women that he's been with outside of it, I'm inclined to believe that there's some similarities amongst all of them, right? For a guy, I don't think that they changed. The last 5, I would say that they probably are around the same height. I'm inclined to believe they're of the same shape. I'm inclined to believe that they're of the same color. I'm inclined to believe they may even drive the same kind of car, same kind of cars. I don't think that most guys change very much on the kind of females because I think that most guys like what they like. And I do think that females are more inclined to change that though.
Now, let me ask you this, and we have to say this for the next pod. I'm just going to ask you this question. We're going to save it for the next pod because I can see it's going to be a longer discussion. What do you think about somebody like a guy, right, that's dated nothing but black women all his life, and then he finds like, nah, I'm done with black women. I'm going to just date.
And listen, hold on. I was going to go ahead and date what?
Date white women.
Listen, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, bro. I absolutely hate it.
See, that's what I said. We'll get into it next.
Listen. When we on the next podcast, I'll tell why. But to answer the question, I absolutely hate it.
So yeah, we'll talk about it because I got so many questions.
Yes, and listen. But I think that the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because people always bring up, this is my thing. This is how you can tell, right? Ciara was with Bow Wow before. Bow Wow is different from Future. Yeah, he was a rapper, but he was different from Future, who's different from Russell. I think that the reason why it looks so different is because Bow Wow was at least a rapper, and he wasn't a street dude. And Future is, to most people, would believe he's a street dude as well. And he's a rapper, so the rapper comes with this whole lifestyle and everything like that, and whatever. And I think that Russell, to me, is. I think that not. Listen, I think that to me, Russell. People think that Russell is safer, but I'm just like, bro. People just have it. I always have. I've never seen people hate on Russell. The way, like he gets so unnecessary, like so much hate that I don't think it's so OD on how people feel about Russell, and it's always in relation to Future though, man.
But they think he's corny though. But here's the thing: I think Ciara just wanted to date somebody in her industry because they would be able to understand her schedule, her lifestyle, the things that she does, and be able to handle with the fact that most dudes probably look at her and think, "Yo, I would smash," right?
Facts.
But I think she left it's kind of like Kim, right? She left the industry. Like, okay, she tried to go basketball player. Then she's like, all right, I'm going to try to date somebody in the entertainment industry. And then finally just, so I'm just saying, like, I've seen a lot of women do that though, that just decided to get outside of their industry.
Yeah, listen, man. I just think that to me, because that was the thing about it. He was like, yeah, man, I know Russell, but he's a square. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, bruh, like the problem that I have with that, right, is that, listen, it goes to the thing, right? When you very rarely do you see a woman, right, who's growing, go from being with a street dude to a dude who's more straight up. Right, or I take that back. a female who is dating for a long time, the dude who's straight up, and then go to the street dude, right? It's always the opposite. It's they went from the street dude, you learned it wasn't quite what you thought it was, and boom, I'm going over here to what. Yeah, it's safer, but it's within the lines, right? This person of color is within the line. So I think that when people say, "Oh, she went there to chase the bag," it's like, well, if you believe it, I mean, she would be well off either way. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that with all things even, though, bro, her what she was looking for just changed, and not just that though. It just looked bad that Russ was the very next public guy that she was with. I don't know if anybody's ever thought, was she with anybody in between then? Because that was in 2013 when she was with Future, right? So my thing is that, like, all right, that's 9 years ago. Like, you really want to hold somebody to that?
But here's the thing, though, Charlie. Hypothetically, you and the research department separate, right? Y'all done, and you met somebody who was well off and she was fine. You don't think that would that bother you to then? So what I say that you're going after the bag then?
How well off are you talking about?
I'm talking about she's either a doctor or lawyer. She's making the seven figures.
She's making seven figures to where I don't have to work.
Yeah.
That wouldn't make me a difference. I'd pursue that. I'd have to pursue that one. But I think my thing is that.
But here's last thing, and I'll let you get it. The last thing, because it was interesting to me, right? Other races have no issue with setting generational wealth by marrying somebody who's well off, right? But then when Black people do it, all of a sudden, oh, see, she only did it because of this. He only did it because of that. Like, there's always a reason. But other races, when they do it and they're trying to set their kids and families up for life by doing something.
I get that though, bro, because see, I think the difference is though, bro, is that that's just something that I think that people do. And when you say what other people do, I mean, let's just non-Black people. Black people are the only people who actually have this issue that you talk about, right? I think that the biggest difference is it's like, okay, play like this. It's almost like what's the girl? Ivanka Trump. I think that's the youngest one named. She married another very wealthy dude or whatever, so that their money, would cancel each other out. I would like to think that she married him because she was in love, but maybe, right, her money and his money was so high that it allowed them to be equals. But I think that, to me, I think that when it comes to just Black people and that in general, I think that that's just something that we've never that I'm aware of. That Black Americans have never really did or never did and had it so publicly put out there that's the reason why it looks so foreign to us. And not to say that Ciara was chasing the bag. I mean, I'm saying he pursued her. I mean, and that's what's crazy though about it, is that she's so unlike the girl who he was married to before. You saw the white girl who he was with, who was on the draft. They pictured like cha-ching, and she had the big old smile without teeth. Yeah, bro. I don't know.
Nah, but like I said, we'll continue that talk next pod. We'll dive more into it.
And, I do want to listen. I do want to listen, man. That is one of those things. I low key got a problem though, man. When I low-key got a problem who said, you know what? That's it. I'm quitting all Black girls and I'm only dating white girls. Or even somebody who says, you know what? That's it. I'm quitting all Mexican girls. I'm going all white girls. I'm going all Black girls. Like, I low-key have. I'll tell you why I have such a problem. And I think that people should date whoever makes you happy. Right? If you just say we'll talk about it. I got so much.
Don't get into it yet.
I'm gonna save that though, man. I'm gonna save that. We gonna also say that we did get into, man, is that T.I. He had his beef with the female comedian though, man. They had their words live, they smashed, they squashed the beef. We didn't get a chance to get into that one. I do want to ask you this before we get on out of here.
Okay.
Have you tried the Paula Patton recipe for the fried chicken, bro?
I have not, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't. I don't know exactly. Like from what I understood, they look like in the video. I guess she didn't wash her chicken all the way or something. Uh, so yeah, I listen. To each his own. Whatever you do, I don't know her anyway, so it ain't like I'm gonna get to eat her chicken.
Okay, so listen. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, there's several things. The first thing was that I believe that her mom is white, right? And when she says she's very much jipper about this, and she says, "Hey, I'm about to show you my mom's famous chicken recipe. Her famous, this is her recipe. This is the best chicken ever. This is what I grew up on, bro." And so when she rinsed the chicken off, and somebody would say, "Hey, wait a minute. That chicken ain't clean all the way. You better you better clean that with some lemon juice and some vinegar, something else. Got to clean that chicken." That was the first thing. The other thing that tripped it out though, bro, is that when she made this chicken though, man, the chicken was washed and went straight into the flour. People was like, wait a minute. You ain't gonna season that chicken at all? Now listen, Ace Kennedy. The first thing that black people say when it comes to white people, right, is that they don't season their food, right? So when she says that, I was like, wait a minute now. You ain't put a drop, you ain't put damn bit of salt, no pepper, no onion powder, no nothing on this thing. Go straight into the flour. I was like, okay, well, maybe your flour is seasoned. You got some paprika in your season, something, Nah. She goes straight into the cooking oil. All hot, boom. She drops it on in there. And she seasons the chicken while it's in the pan. So every little bit of chicken gets a little bit of drop of it while it's on. Now, meanwhile, while she's cooking it, the minute that it turns that chicken on over, the oil is just getting blacker and blacker by the second because she is burning this oil on up. The oil is cooking. So now you fried this chicken in oil that is just burning on up though, man. I said, oh my gosh. And what I think that was the craziest thing about this, Ace, is you can tell that she made this 8,000 times because she was so proud of it. So proud of it. And listen, bro, the way that social media drug her, it almost reminded me of how Zoe Kravitz got drugged the other day, though, bro.
Well, the thing is, bro, when you put yourself out there, you can't. It's like people gonna have their own opinions about everything, and then some people, that's the thing. Like people are into roasting other people. I mean, that's just what we do. So,
oh my gosh, bro. Yeah. I mean, people was roasting her, and I felt terrible for her, though, man. People was like, "You mean to tell me this was Robin Thicke was writing these songs about this? This when he was lost without her." I said, "Oh my gosh, though, bro, it was incredible though, man." Yeah. But she looked absolutely gorgeous while she was doing it, as always. And I can't even cap because she was doing this in a cabin. It had like a triangle shaped mirror in there, which is another funny thing too, though, man. Because for some reason they got my phone tapped because I looked at a cabin that had a triangle window. Now they pop up on my feed all the time, and her video in that kind of log cabin popped on up as well. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I did see, by the way, though, that is a good point. I did see the video of her son singing. Has a very good voice. They were in some kind of little school thingy or whatever presentations. But it was dope, real dope though.
Yeah.
Listen, we said we had a lot of stuff to cover here today. We went over longer than the usual, though, man. What do you got planned for the weekend, man?
Trying to find some way to get some relief to the missus, and then other than that, man, the church house, and getting ready for next week.
Hey man, I went to go hoop the other day though, bro, and this is the first time playing in maybe like 2 weeks with me being out for the whole week. Good thing here, man, is that my body was just like it was relaxing and everything like that. Bad part about it is that I was out of my routine of doing that kind of heavy cardio. So I'm talking about, man, my body was just beat on up, man. It was just terrible though, bro. So got a chance to go hooping. I'm trying to go ahead and get my win and get my legs back. I got another game on Got another game on Sunday. Hopefully we can take first place out here in the city league that I'm in. Other than that, though, man, I got a feature that I'm working on, though, man, that I'm pretty hyped up about, though, man. A cat, Chucky Caprice, that's out here. Bumped into him at the park and everything like that. Like the park where I hoop at, man, is like the best networking place in the city, apparently, though, man. So yeah. So that's about it, though, man.
That's what's up, man. Well,
Hey,
look, man.
Go ahead, take us home, man.
Hey, we the Slash Brothers. That's Charlie. I'm Ace. And y'all enjoy y'all weekend. And we will see y'all on the flip side.
Hey, man, I'm about to watch that last episode of Bel Air.
You just started Moon Knight?
Oh, yeah. We got next week, bro. Next week.
What about my Lakers?
They gonna be officially all the way out next week. We gotta talk about that.